Welcome to Silver and Black Films presents Matching Up with the Chiefs.
The autumn wind is a pirate, blustering in from sea. With a rollicking song he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten. He wears a hooded sash, with a silver hat about his head, and a bristling black mustache. He growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold. And the trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you round and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won.
It's that week again, Chiefs Week. Week 2 will feature the most bitter rival in sports history. I get it. Two teams have to play in big games that mean something for it to be a rival. Even though it's been a minute, the Chiefs and Raiders have done plenty of that in their history. The Chicago Bears and Green Bay Packers are rivals mainly because of their geography. The Boston Red Sox and New York Yankees are rivals because of geography and all the big games they played in. And of course with the Boston Celtics and LA Lakers, that's all about the hardware. But the Raiders-Chiefs rivalry is deeper than that. Sure, they've played for AFL championships and the right to go to the Super Bowl, but this is pure hatred from ownership down. Then Chiefs owner Lamar Hunt's betrayal of then Raiders owner Al Davis over the NFL-AFL merger back in 1966 started it all. And while the hatred remains the same, the matchups change. So let's take a look at this year's matchups. First things first, and that's Raider killer tight end Travis Kelce. The Raiders have not been able to cover him since he's been in Kansas City. He's the typical matchup nightmare that's too fast for linebackers and too big for defensive backs. So no matter who the Raiders put on him, he does his damage. And he opened the year in Jacksonville like Travis Kelce. It was just big play after big play for Kelce last Sunday. Do the Raiders have anyone that could slow him down? Fast and physical safety Jonathan Abram had the best chance. But he won't get a chance this year because he just had season-ending shoulder surgery. The Raiders have their own tight end that's going to be hard to stop. Darren Waller was a receiver in college. So his hands and route running are where they need to be. And at 6'6", 250 pounds, running a 4.4 40, his size and speed are more than where they need to be. He'll run by a corner like it's nothing. I like Chiefs strong safety Tyrann Mathieu, but he simply doesn't have the height to deal with Waller. Because of injury, one matchup the Raiders don't have to deal with Sunday is Tyreek Hill. I think the Raiders secondary slept better this past week. But they didn't sleep too much better because Sammy Watkins is healthy. Watkins can catch ghosts too. And he can go over the middle. So you might want to have someone cover him. And cornerback Garyon Conley can do that. Thank goodness he's okay after scaring us Monday night. He showed us last year that he can cover Hill. On the other side, Daryl Worley showed why John Gruden loves him so much Monday night. Broncos quarterback Joe Flacco was 1 for 3 for 15 yards against them. If he has to play Sunday, we should hope rookie Trayvon Mullen has learned from Monday night. But even without Antonio Brown, whom the Raiders never had, they still have a receiver whom the Chiefs should be concerned with. Ty Williams is the #1 receiver that can move the chains and go get the deep ball. As a matter of fact, according to Pro Football Focus, Williams is second in deep ball receiving since 2015. And at 6'4", 205, he's a big target that's money in the red zone. So the Chiefs secondary should be very afraid, because they don't have anyone that can cover him. I don't care who it is. Javarius Ward, Rashad Breeland, Kendall Fuller, they can all get this work. They sure got it against the Jaguars. Receivers Chris Conley and DJ Shark really gave them that work. A better throw is a touchdown here. Kansas City is known for their barbecue, and the Chiefs secondary was the barbecue last Sunday. The Raiders cannot give Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes time to figure everything out in the pocket. They gotta rush him. Defensive end Arden Key wasn't up to the task against left tackle Eric Fisher last year. At 6'5", 238 pounds, he wasn't big or strong enough last year. He had good moves, but he wasn't strong enough to finish through contact. He would have at least disrupted that pass. He starts off here with a nice one-arm stab, but again, he's not strong enough to finish. But now he's up to 260 pounds, so he's bigger and stronger, and he shows it here while setting Vincent Mayowa up for the sack. That improved strength is significant. Speaking of Mayowa, he would go on to pick up another sack in the game. Coming off the offensive right side, he'll be lined up over Mitchell Schwartz, who he got for a sack last year with the Cardinals. Schwartz will also have to watch out for number 4 overall Cleveland Ferrell. This is a coverage sack, but it will give the youngster all the confidence he needs to move forward. And when inside linebacker Vontaze Burfict blitzes, he usually gets to the quarterback. And Mahomes will be less mobile than usual. This sack in week 1 injured his ankle. The Jaguars were able to get to him a little bit and force throws like this. That can easily turn into an interception. The Chiefs are going to try to rush Carr too, and I'm concerned about defensive tackle Chris Jones. He should have had a sack here in week 1 against the Jaguars. It sure would be nice to have Gabe Jackson, Richie Incognito. But there will be no Justin Houston coming off the edge. That headache is gone. And I am equally as glad D Ford is gone too. Instead, he'll be facing Frank Clark, who ate his lunch while with the Seahawks last year. You can tell Miller was hobbling and can't change directions, but Clark's third of 3 sacks was the most painful for Miller. Oh! But Miller is healthy now. He just has to get over it psychologically. The Chiefs have Emmanuel Ogbah coming from the right side now. But Trent Brown will be over there. Meanwhile, Clark wasn't very impressive rushing the passer last week, but he did come up with this interception to help his team win. Quarterback Gardner Minshew came off the bench for injured Nick Foles and threw for 275 yards and 2 touchdowns because he had all day to throw. So what will Raiders quarterback Derek Carr do with Brown on the right side? He shoved Von Miller out Monday. And Colton Miller shut out Bradley Chubb. That's why Carr was able to throw dimes like this. And when the protection did break down, Carr either ran or shuffled over to get that throw off. The running game is now a big concern because LaShawn McCoy is there. And he's still slippery when wet or dry. With that big 31-yard run, McCoy finished with 81 yards last week on 10 carries, and he caught this pass for 12 yards. But the Raiders are no longer hopeless against the run. Outside of this 26-yard run by Royce Freeman, the Raiders shut the run down last Monday. Middle linebacker Vontaze Burfict came downhill and made plays. Nose tackle Jonathan Hankins was a tough customer inside. The Chiefs' defense doesn't look so good against the run. Leonard Fournette averaged 5.1 yards per carry on them in week 1. Watch middle linebacker Anthony Hitchens. That ain't right. Running right through the middle of that defense. Fournette also had a couple of catches on the day. The Raiders are coming in with first-round pick Joshua Jacobs. Look at that vision. And he's just as hard to get on the ground as Fournette is. he went Marcus Allen for one score, and broke through the defense for another. Jacobs had 85 yards on 22 carries on the day, and with this 28-yard reception, he became the first rookie running back since LaDainian Tomlinson to have over 100 total yards with 2 touchdowns. The hatred between the Chiefs and Raiders started at the top with the owners, and it made its way down to the bottom. I'll bet anybody $10 to a glazed donut that Al Davis paid the fines for all the players that were involved in this fight, or any fight that happened during his lifetime for that matter. He hated Lamar Hunt for having him make the AFL as good if not a better product than the NFL, while commissioner of the AFL, then negotiating a merger behind his back. The two teams played in 2 AFL championship games back in the 60s, and they were as physical as can be. And all the while, they remained in the same AFL or AFC Western division. And here we are now, over half a century later, and the hatred still remains. And it doesn't appear to be going anywhere anytime soon. Only the matchups have changed, and we will soon see who will win those for week 2. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on when the coaches film comes out.